everybody. Welcome to another Winter 2014 SWAT review. My name is Kate, otherwise known as Narataki.
And I'm Alan, otherwise known as Hismi.
We're from ReverseThieves.com. You can go there to get other SWAT reviews for the season, as well as our monthly Speakeasy podcast.
And this time, we are looking at World Conquest Zvezda Plot from A1 Pictures, and it is streaming on Crunchyroll and Daisuke.
And it's about a very weird group of people whose leader is a...
elementary school?
Yeah, okay, definitely. Good. That gives a wide range. But, like, she's definitely not older than that. And she's there... and her dream has been to conquer the world. And we don't really know yet, like, where that's coming from. And then, of course, this sort of high school guy kind of stumbles into their plot.
He seems to have run away from home, had a big fight with his dad. Since he did her a kindness... now made him a part of her evil organization to take over the world.
She's made him a minion, basically. Mm-hmm. And this all takes place in pretty much like modern day Japan. There seems to be ongoing monsters that have been appearing in the world because they're under martial law. So that was surprising, I thought, because the way it starts off is very kind of typical, you know. The world doesn't seem different, but then all of a sudden he, talks to his friend, and then she's like, "What's martial law tonight? Be in by 9." It was like, what? And then everything closes down, and military forces start, like, patrolling the streets at that point. And that's when he meets this girl, whose name's Kate. She's very displeasing to me, because... I don't know, her personality, I don't know if you're supposed to find it funny, or you're supposed to like it, or I
think
don't know,
you're supposed to find it cutely funny. She's supposed to be like, oh, that scamp.
I hate her. I mean, I'm not even talking about the rest of the cast, she's just kind of... super annoying, and then, I feel like I'm supposed to find, like, the incongruous nature really funny, but I don't really find it funny, and of course it has a lot of the kind of typical, like, oh, you're a pervert, even though that guy just saved her and was helpful to her. I hate that, and then she also, like, punches him in the face at some point, so, like, whatever. And I hope there's not a romance there. That would be even worse. Downward spiral show. Of course, they dress her like Lolly 5000, so probably. I thought the more interesting aspect of the show was actually the before the opening credits section, which, was like many, many, many years in the future, and the world is basically like decimated. Kind of thought at the end that the guy, Asta, who's the main guy of the show, that's him talking about like, oh man, this didn't go the way...
Well, wasn't there a gleaming white city in the middle of the destruction? Probably where the Zvezda headquarters is.
Interesting. So, I don't know, maybe there's like, I don't know what period of time the show's gonna take place in. Like, maybe there'll be a few episodes sort of at the beginning, and there's time skip. I have no idea.
Well, she made a big deal that, like, world conquest is something that cannot happen in one person's lifetime.
There's, like, a big statue of her in that, like, decimated land. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean...
there are little seeds of interesting things, but they're little seeds, and otherwise there's this icky mess of...
Yeah, the peripheral cast, there's, like, a pirate kind of girl, and then there's a witch, sort of, like, everybody's kind of got a costume. In that way, it was kind of cool, because it almost reminded me of, like, a little, like, Super Sentai or something like that.
There was the science witch and the big, like, bruiser guy.
So I thought that was kind of, fun. But then, of course, the way that they're dressed, some of the girls are... it's a little... like
stripper-esque.
And also they seem really young, so that's a little like, I don't know about that. The skull masked big dude, he was awesome. He's like carrying cake around all the time, which was funny. I don't know, like I'm sorry, I don't feel a lot about it because it didn't do much for me at all. It was like, I guess. In a way, I'm not sure totally why that is beyond, like, lowly main character.
I just don't know why they made her so young. It just makes everything really feel weird. I feel like if she was even, like, the standard, like, I'm the peppy high school girl who wants to take over the world, I don't think it would have felt this awkward. But by making her so young, it just is... I don't know. It just throws everything into this weird territory that I think really just throws everything else off.
As far as the plot goes, it's definitely a show that doesn't tell you everything in the first episode. So in a way, I don't know where it's going, which is fine. Like, I didn't even... Like, I'm like, wait, are they actually the good guys? Or no, they're the bad guys and it's going to be about the bad guys? Or like, no, they're actually good? Or like, what's going on in the world? You know, there's like all these questions that will be answered throughout the series.
Well, the only thing I could think is at the very end in the preview, there's that guy who introduces himself whose plan is to destroy the world. So maybe their plan is they have to conquer it so
they can
save it from this dude who wants to destroy the world. Maybe that'll be the twist, as it were.
That makes sense. And also, since the show's going to be, seems like through Asta's sort of point of view, because he's the catalyst for the show to begin, I'm not really sure what his role is going to be, because...
I don't know. I think it's like my roommate said, that he's just there to be audience camera guy. Like, he's supposed to be your eye in seeing the organization.
No. Like,
and super blando, what do you call it? Self-insert character.
Because, like, we don't need him. You know, the camera is the camera. Like, so I would hope that he has, like, something going on besides his Padawan braid. Like,
see, the thing is, if there's no camera character, when people have to explain stuff, they have to explain it to him.
Oh, right.
Why is Dr. Mixelplix, what do you call it, doing this? Well, newbie.
True, of course. I would just think that they would at least make him important in some way. Oh my god, because he's going to be the love interest character. That's it. Oh god. I've answered my own horrible question. I mean, there was the ending where, like, pretty much it's just all the girls sitting on him.
And the one guy.
And then that's supposed to be, like, hilarious moment. But it's like... It was like rubbing their butts on him.
The other guy in the organization also, besides the big guy, did fall ass. So everyone rubs his ass, regardless of gender.
I don't know.
I'm gonna leave it in that pause.
Well, at least you're right. There's equality there. I don't feel anything about this show. I mean, obviously I've talked about it, but I just don't feel
washed
strongly.
over you.
Like, if we didn't do this podcast, I'd be like, yeah, I sort of remember that one time I watched the first episode.
Someone's surely gonna watch it. If it somehow turns around, I'm sure they'll make a big deal of it. Otherwise, you can probably just see what else we reviewed this season. Alright, talk to you guys next time.